breaking developments in the coronavirus outbreak. We know now at least 11 Americans are battling the disease infected on that Diamond Princess cruise ship docked in Japan.
And take a look, that Royal Caribbean cruise ship in New Jersey is also being held right now as 12 passengers get screened for the virus. This is cases spike around the globe, and the World Health Organization warns the virus hasn't peaked yet. Will Carr starts us off from Travis Air Force Base with the very latest. Good morning, Will.
And Michael, another group of Americans evacuated from the hot zone in China landed at the Air Force Base behind me this morning. The CDC says they have been tested every step along the way. And it comes as we're seeing that in confined spaces like those cruise ships, the coronavirus is spreading quickly. This morning, 11 Americans quarantined on the Diamond Princess cruise in Japan have tested positive for the novel coronavirus. Rebecca Frazier, an Oregon resident, is just one of the 41 new cases of coronavirus discovered on this cruise ship. More than 60 passengers have now been infected. Rebecca's husband says she'll be in the hospital for 10 to 12 days. Now Kent tells us his temperature is jumping. He's worried he may be infected as well. With the conditions worsening on board, Roger and Kathy Maniscalco from Utah are two of the thousands trapped in their rooms.
Inside, nothing has changed. I mean, we're still in our cabins. A little scary to be on board, and the numbers just keep climbing.
The situation's so bad, one passenger writes on social media that they can hear painful coughs from a passenger in a nearby room. And now the Chinese doctor who sounded the alarm on novel coronavirus has died from the disease he was so concerned about. Early on, Dr. Li Wenyang warned his colleagues that the symptoms he was seeing in several patients were similar to SARS. Shortly after, local authorities tried to silence him, some even calling his warnings fake news. While Dr. Li was only 34, a new report shows that the median age of coronavirus patients appears to be between 49 and 56. And that cases in children have been rare. There are also new reports that the Chinese government is doubling down on its efforts to contain the virus, including house-to-house searches in Wuhan, now essentially a ghost town, reportedly rounding up those infected and placing them in makeshift quarantine centers. Meanwhile, as hundreds of Americans, including these two planes this morning, have evacuated from Wuhan to military bases here in the United States, at least 9 of the evacuees, including Frank Kuczynski and his 3-year-old daughter Annabelle, have been taken to the hospital after exhibiting symptoms.
We've been in this hospital probably for the next 3 days until the CDC results come back.
And this morning, the first possible cases of coronavirus on board a ship docking in the United States. This Royal Caribbean ship arriving in Bayonne, New Jersey with 12 Chinese nationals on board. They've been isolated after experiencing breathing problems and other pulmonary issues. The CDC is now rushing to that ship in New Jersey to test all of the passengers showing symptoms. And as for those Americans who have evacuated from China, by the end of the day, there will be around 1,000 at military bases across the country. Cecilia.
Okay, Will Carr, thank you. And we are now joined by Carrie and Roger Maniscalco of Utah. They are on that Diamond Princess cruise ship that Will was just telling us about. Thank you both so much for joining us. We cannot even begin to imagine what you have been going through. This was supposed to be a 2-week cruise. You're going to be on this ship for a month. What are the conditions like?
They're somber. It's pretty quiet on the ship just because, I think everybody's still initially in shock. Today is day 3, and so it's still pretty quiet. Everybody's still in their rooms, so.
It's been tough with the news of another 41 passengers being sick. It just kind of quieted down even more. So, it's been tough.
Are you talking to us right now from your room on the cruise ship?
Yes.
That's correct.
And how are you both feeling at this point?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah, we're perfectly healthy. They gave us thermometers for each of us to take our temperatures throughout the day. And if it goes any above 37.5 degrees Celsius, then you're to report.
And are you doing, it's self-testing that you're doing, or are you being checked regularly by doctors who are on the ship?
It's self-checking.
At this point, how much contact are you having with anybody else on that ship?
None.
None.
Just you guys in the room alone?
Yes.
That's it.
Can you leave the room at all?
We've been here for about 4 days. No.
We're not allowed to.
There were reports that some people are being able to now at least go outside and get some fresh air. When was the last time you had fresh air?
Well, we have a balcony, so we can open up our balcony and get fresh air. But they just barely started late last night, letting some of the interior cabins go in small groups up to, I think it's up to the top deck to get some air. And they have specific rules. They have to wear masks and gloves, and stay within a meter apart of each other.
Yeah, and they're being watched as well to make sure they follow those rules so that they can just continue to do so. And it's anybody who has a stateroom that does not have a window in it whatsoever, which makes sense to us even. So let them go out and get some fresh air for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then they go on to the next staterooms from there.
So you're going to be in this room that you're in for the next 2 weeks. How big is it?
I looked it up, and it's 211 square feet total with the bathroom and everything.
Are you going stir crazy yet?
Absolutely, yeah. We're going.
You don't realize how much you lose. You miss that freedom of just being able to open the door and walk around. Ultimately, we are safe. We're in our cabin. We're not congregating with any other passengers. We've always wore our masks when we're on any excursions and so forth. So they're keeping us safe.
Well, we thank you both for joining us this morning, and we hope you both stay safe and healthy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have to say, I can't even imagine 200 square feet, 2 weeks trapped in that room. They can't talk to anybody else, and boy, they are in remarkably good spirits.
2 weeks they have to be in the room.
Yes.
Wow.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.